Hey guys, welcome to Paint Night Online. Today we're doing this super fun giraffe safari theme. Give me just a second to get the video pulled up on my YouTube so I can see the comments. And 1 second. As you guys tune in, please let me know down in the comments if you're painting along so I can kind of get an idea of how many people we have painting. That really helps me. Also, don't forget to thumbs up. And then as always, if you enjoy this paint night, please feel free to do any super chat donations or PayPal donations. The PayPal link is in the description. And so we'll get started. Hey, James. Welcome. All right. The colors I am using today, and I'm just using Craft Smart paint, nothing fancy. Well, mostly. So I'm using white, black, and yellow and red. And then I'm using this Deco Art Crafters acrylic, which is African Violet. It's a really good purple that goes along with this because it's a warmer purple. You can, of course, use any colors that you want whatsoever. There is some orange in here, but that actually is just made from the yellow and the red. But if you wanted to, you could use orange as well. Definitely an option. And I do have a 16 by 20 canvas here. To be honest, I am reusing this canvas, which is why it might look a little funky, because otherwise I would just be loaded up with way too many canvases. The brushes I'm using today are the 1-inch foam brush, the 1/2-inch flat brush, and then just a little detail or liner brush. All can be gotten from pretty much any store, Walmart, Michael's, etc. I'm going to give people just a few more minutes to tune in before we get started. So I see we have the charming giraffe painting along with us. It's also fine, of course, if you want to just watch and then paint later at your own pace, at your leisure. Totally up to you. And I will let you know as we go the spots that you really should pause it if you are watching this later. And while we're just giving everyone a minute to tune in, let me know how's everyone's week going. It's almost Friday, which means basically nothing anymore. Let me know. And I will be back in 2 seconds. Please set her down. Okay. All right, we're gonna get started. So, I'm using the foam brush pretty much for the entire background because I find it easy to blend with. I'm going to start with my purple at the top. And I'm just going to paint down maybe about 2 inches or so. Of course, this is your painting, so if you like more purple, feel free to add more. Or if you don't like purple at all, you can leave it out. I have had this particular bottle of paint for way too long, so it's a little bit chunky. The craft paint doesn't really last that long. I'm going to go ahead and do the sides as I go on this one, but you don't have to. You can do it at the end and just paint it a solid color. But sometimes it can be nice to kind of continue the painting around the sides. Now, a key with blending this well is to keep going kind of quickly and do it as it's wet. So I said 2 inches, but I think I'm actually going down around 3 inches. I'm going to then, without washing my brush or anything, go into the red, and I'm going to overlap my purple. I'm going to overlap about the bottom inch of it with the red. And once again, take that down probably around 3 inches. And see how that gives you kind of a nice blending there? Then you're getting a red to purple kind of color. And guys, if you do not have acrylic paints or canvases, use whatever you have. The point is to get more creativity into your lives. So use crayons, watercolors, markers, whatever. ketchup and mustard, you know. Yeah, also let me know in the comments, where is everyone tuning in from? I'm in Los Angeles. We had basically nonstop rain for a while, and then now it's nice and hot again. All right, and now I'm going to go in with yellow. And same thing, I'm going to overlap the bottom of the red. And as you can see there, that's going to give me some orange. There we go. And then I'm going to take the yellow all the way down to the bottom of the canvas. This is going to have a lot of yellow in this sky. There we go. And please do not forget to let me know in the comments if you are painting along with the live, just so I can kind of pace it correctly with the amount of people we've got. I get the extra challenge of not being able to see you guys. I can't see where you're at on your paintings. This is a nice little arm workout. Feel free to get more creative with this if you want. Like, feel free to add more red in here, or even some white or pink, any other colors. This is just a sunset. So you can't really go wrong with any colors. And technically you don't really have to do this like bottom couple inches, but I like to do it just in case. All right, there we go. And I did put this fairly thin on here, so it should dry pretty fast. So I'm gonna put my brush down, check on the comments. All right, we got Chris from New Zealand, Linda from Montreal, Canada, James from Ontario, Canada. Oh, we got a lot of Canadians here. Janice from Sacramento. Welcome, welcome. Linda, I try to do these lessons that any level of painting skill can follow along. And even if you don't feel like your skills are up to it, it's always, you can, obviously you'll get a little bit better as you go along, but you're probably a lot better than you think you are. All right, Melanie from North Carolina. Awesome. We've got a lot of family in North Carolina. Welcome, welcome. Okay, for anyone that is painting along, let me know if you're at this step or if you need a little more time. I think looking at it in the camera, I'm going to add just a smidge more red up here. Okay. I think I like that. All right, so Indie Kitty asking, you could make it cloudy or anything else too, right? Yes, absolutely. Whatever you would like. This is definitely a more beginner painting. It's fairly simple. Simple shapes and everything. All right, we got Mary from Myrtle Beach. Awesome. I also have some family in that area. Okay. So this does need to be fairly dry to go on to your next step, which mine's pretty thin, so it is. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next step. If yours isn't dry yet, though, give it a little time because we're adding the sun. We want it to be fairly white. So if you go when the yellow is too wet, it will be yellow, not white. And this is probably the hardest part of the painting. But we're going to do a half circle. You can make this as big or as little as you want. And I'm using my medium flat brush. I almost forgot to say that. So my yellow is still a little bit wet. Okay. And feel free to cheat on this and use a plate or something to outline it. And we want to do this pretty centered as well. I always say start small. You can go bigger. You cannot make it smaller easily. Okay. Mine's a little off center, but that's okay. No biggie. Does not have to be perfect. Now remember also your ground is going to go up to about here. So you're not going to see this whole thing. So keep that in mind. You need to make it maybe a little bit higher even than you think you need to. I'm going to actually let this dry. And then I'm going to put one more layer of white over it. Just because I want it to really pop from the background. You definitely don't have to do that, but you can. Okay. Yeah, so if your background's really wet, let it dry for a few. So any questions so far down in the comment box, let me know. Could be about this painting or it could be about anything else. And yes, don't forget to smash the thumbs up as you go. So I guess while we wait too, I can preview the next painting for you guys. Some of you have already seen it. I haven't decided exactly when we're going to do it yet, but this will be the next one. This one is a little bit harder, but actually still surprisingly easy. And you can probably tell it's only 3 colors. So just you need blue, white, and black. That's all you need for this one. And it comes out really pretty. I've had complete beginners do this with total success. So do not be intimidated if you've never painted before. You can do it. So that one will be next week sometime, either Tuesday or Thursday. I got to check the schedule. Don't be intimidated. Hey, Carissa. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to put a little bit more white on here. See how that goes. It's still kind of wet. Normally during a paint night, like at a restaurant or whatever, give people a little bit of a break. It is better to do multiple thin layers, guys, than to do a really thick layer. So I had people put their white on so thick that it just like never dried. So don't do that. It's better to wait. All right. Any questions for me down in the comment box? Anybody? Going once, going twice? You can, of course, use a hairdryer or anything to speed it up. I don't know if my husband's still watching, but I'm going to show you guys something because it's kind of funny. It's a funny story. He was taking my paintings outside to varnish them, and I had a vinyl record, and I told him to make sure to not leave it out in the sun after varnishing, but he forgot. So I now have a vinyl record bowl. Oh, he is listening. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. It was a painting and now it's a bowl. I decided to go with the design on the outside. Yep, he broke the record. So I'm still going to do a little more work to it. I'm not exactly sure. I have to spray paint the inside to cover up the label, but I think it's cool. You're obviously not going to eat cereal out of here or anything, but you can use it for decoration or whatever. Anyways, I think it's cool. Okay, I'm gonna rinse out my medium brush. Charming Giraffe, did you do your sun yet? Okay, Linda asked, do we have to varnish a painting? You do not have to. Nope. I like to because it generally brings out the shine again, but I don't always varnish. Totally optional. Acrylic paint is basically plastic, so it's really, really durable. And unless you're painting on something like glass or something where it might peel off, then you really don't have to varnish it. Yeah, I will likely put resin on it, but we'll see. Okay. So I'm gonna give Charming Giraffe another minute and then we'll go on. Aw, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, if you do enjoy these tutorials, Super Chat, Super Sticker, and PayPal donos really help me keep going. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use my foam brush for the ground. Let me get these out of the way, just because it's easier to get fast coverage. The ground is very simple, nothing complex. If you cannot draw a straight line, that's totally fine. You only want it to go up about, and somewhere between 1 to 2 inches. You can do more, of course, if you want. And I'm just kind of going a bit jagged with black on my foam brush. And then I'm going to fill it in. If you want to, if you're doing something on the bottom, you can always just flip over your canvas. That might be easier so you're not trying to work around the easel. So some of this is a little bit gray, but that's not a big deal because nothing's, I can come back and put more black on this later. I'm gonna have it go a little higher over here. Just kind of work it until you're happy with it. Try not to make it look too much like waves. We're going for a mostly flat ground with a few little bumps. Okay, I think that's fine. Hey, artsy fartsy lovers. Hey, Kathy from Tennessee. Welcome, welcome. All right, for those painting along, do you want to do the giraffe first or the tree first? I think we should probably do the tree first because that will give your sun some more time to dry. Hello, Carissa from Michigan. Yeah, let's do the tree. I think that's wise. That gives this more time to dry. Okay, so with the medium flat brush, you should have rinsed it already by now. If not, go ahead and rinse it real quick. We're going to use some black and put it basically, I don't know, about an inch or two to the left of your moon. You don't want it too close to this side of the painting because then it will really run off, which is fine. It can definitely run off the side of the painting, but you want most of it to go onto the painting. So I'm gonna do it like maybe 1.5 inches or so over here. And we're just starting with a line. I'm gonna have it leaning a bit to the right. Thin, this is not a thick tree. And then I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. And if you cannot draw a straight line, once again, this is perfect. You do not want a straight line. Feel free to give it as much character as you want. Just keep it thin. Now this tree has very minimal actual branches. So I'm gonna have this kind of go this way. Then I'm gonna add one in kind of over here. And then let's see, one in down here. And let's get a couple coming off of some of these. There's probably even more than you need to do. now for the actual like leaves of the tree, this part is actually fairly simple. The only way you can mess it up is by overcomplicating it. So keep it as simple as possible. All you're doing is a series of curved lines. Okay? And do them kind of sloppy. You don't need a lot of paint on your brush. You're just kind of overlapping. So like I said, the only way you can mess it up is by overcomplicating it. This is a no experience needed whatsoever tree. And you just keep doing that until you're happy. You have it be as big or as small as you want, as poofy or as not poofy. This is definitely bigger than that one. That's okay. I like it. And you can also add some lower branches if you want. But for now, I'm going to stick with that. Keeping it simple. Also note that you can add as many giraffes as you want. And you can add other animals. I'm going to show you. This is the one I previewed last week. On this one, I actually have 2 giraffes. So I did the bigger one and then a little baby one. Oh, I also added some grass and some birds. I got really excited with this one, it looks like. So make it your own, you know, get pretty original. In one of them that I did, I added an elephant, which looked awesome. So have fun creating on it, make it your own. All right, for those painting along, let me know if you're at this step or if you need a little more time. And everyone else in the comments, feel free to just chit chat and say hi. You know, this is a time of the week where you can meet with fellow creatives and discuss whatever. Now let's do this for anyone watching live. If you have a YouTube channel, feel free to let everyone know in the comments so that they can go check out your YouTube channel as well if they would like to. I know the Charming Giraffe does, Johnny does, so probably a bunch of you do. You went a little overboard. That's okay. No problem. All right. Good, and for those painting along, is your background relatively dry? Let me know. So we can go on to the giraffe. My computer's being weird. Oh, wow. Charming Giraffe only needs 26 more subs to hit 1,000, you guys. Please, please, please go check out her channel. Johnny also only needs about 170 to hit 1,000. So let's try to get some, you know, money going in this quarantine. Just the ground, it's dry. Okay, great. The ground can be wet because we're just using black. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the giraffe. Now it has been a few years since, like a couple years since I've done this painting, so bear with me. But just remember, this is just a basic series of shapes for the giraffe. So first is to figure out where you want to put it. It can go under your tree. I kind of like the head to end up around here. So I'm going to think with that in terms of the body. You don't want to make it too tall. Your giraffe should not go up to here. All right. So I'm taking my medium flat brush on the thin side, not the fat side, the thin side. I'm going to go over here about 1.5 inches or so from the bottom corner of my tree. And I'm going to make a black curved line going all the way down to the black there. So start with that. Hey Michelle, thanks for joining us. Okay, now next, we're going to, from the top of this line, go all the way down, also in a curved line. That was a little bit sloppy. So the top should be a tip, like a point, and the bottom should be a point as well. You can adjust it later. So this is just kind of to get the basic shapes in, okay? This is a very abstract Picasso giraffe. All right, now for the body, we're gonna go in the center. So pretty much find your center here, and we're going to add a fatter triangle. And then near the back, leaving just a little bit of space, and go down with another triangle. Try to make it as thin-ish as that front one. This is a super, super basic giraffe. So nobody get on my case about how unrealistic it is. Okay, next we'll do the head. I'm going with my little detail brush because that's easier. The head is also a triangle. So starting from your top point here, let me actually bring you in a little bit closer for this. So camera's gonna shake just a tiny bit. So it's a little bit easier to see. Going to, from this point here, make a little triangle. You can always make it bigger. Start out small though. And then on the back, instead of doing a straight line, I like to do a little bit of a curved line inside. So let me know if anyone's having trouble seeing that, or if you guys can see it fine. Yes, the head can also be a hat. So the idea here is that he's kind of grazing on the tree. Once you've got all your basic shapes in there, go ahead and fill it in with black. And at this stage, go ahead and adjust it as needed. Make it a little bit thicker in any spots you need to, or anything like that. Okay. Can you guys hear the kitten in the background? Meow. I'm gonna bring the kitten over so she can say hi.
She's laying down.
Oh.
She's laying down. She just woke up.
Okay. It was just a suggestion.
I know.
I'm going to move the camera out again.
I'll brush your hair later.
Thanks. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question that everyone's saying yes to? I forgot what my question was. I think I asked 2 questions and I can't remember which one. All right, while you guys are answering that, I'm going to fill in the head. Oh, the kitty. Okay. Yeah, I'll grab the kitty. Oh. Come here. Oh.
She's like, no. Doesn't want to get up. Come say hi.
Come say hi. This is your weekly. Hello. Here, look. Look over here. Look over here. There you go. Oh, she's so cute. She just gets bigger and bigger.
Soon she'll be a grown-up.
Yep. Right. Thank you for humoring us, kitten.
Here you go.
She's so stinking cute. All right, I'm going to fill in the head. My little detail brush. And then I don't know the names of them, but Giraffe, Charming Giraffe, do you know the, what are those knobs called on the top of the giraffe's head? I have no idea. But for that, we just put a little circle on top of the head. That's all. Keep it simple. Doop. And that is literally it. So from here, you can adjust as needed. You can add, if you want to, you can add, you know, other giraffes, you can add birds, you can add more trees. Like I'm gonna actually go ahead, I wanna add another branch down here. And so I'm gonna do basically the same thing I did up here. So I'm just adding a branch. Maybe let's put one more coming off here. And then I'm gonna go in those series of circles or half circles, curves. Again, and just, it's gonna be just another lower branch. Okay, so get as creative with it as you want. Bring the leaves a little closer to him. There we go, that's fun. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Oh, it's called a horn? Sure. Michelle asked about the kitty. Is she a mischief maker? Absolutely.
She keeps climbing the curtains.
Yeah, I gotta get some spray bottles. Can't keep her away from the curtains. Okay, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. For those watching either now or later, as always, please feel free to super chat or PayPal donate for any tips. Oh, goodness. Yep, there's my mischief maker right there. Hey, Heather Mater. Thanks, Johnny. Is anyone going to remember that? Aussie cones? Aussie cones? Okay. And just for those who tuned in a little bit later, this is the next one that we're going to be doing. It is easy. I know it looks difficult, but it is easy. Definitely Bob Ross inspired. And this one will be either next Tuesday or Thursday. So stay tuned on my Facebook and YouTube for the announcement of that one coming up. And also feel free to send me the pictures of your paintings if you followed along here. I always love to see your guys' versions. You guys do so amazing. And I will see you all next time.